What's Gucci, y'all? We back for the week 4 preview. Shamble Gamble. Your boy just touched down from Germany. Round don't stop. You know how it go.
Welcome back.
I see
Welcome back.
y'all got the winners caps on, the black LA fitted.
Yes, sir.
I
You
missed
gotta
one
get
of those.
up. Hey.
Yeah, you got to get me one of those because your boy been losing.
We try to help you, brother.
Hey, week 4, baby. We're gonna keep swinging.
Amen. That's a plan. That's a plan.
So, how did you guys do last week in your Action Network picks?
I'll start off. I'll start off with the five teams that I chose spreads for. I went 3-2 in that. So Tampa didn't cover and the Bills didn't cover. Tampa not covering was not so much of a surprise to me. I mean, they did have injuries just like the Packers had injuries. But the Bills not covering, that game was just wild. They played the much better game and they didn't cover, so it was just a little bit unlucky. The Rams covered the way I thought they would against the Cardinals. Kyler Murray, I mean, I had said that, Aaron Donald will get Kyler Murray, and there's one play where Aaron Donald pulled out Superman stretched out and got Kyler Murray by a shoelace. And I was like, that's what I'm talking about. He's not getting away from Aaron Donald. Let's see what else was there. So the Chargers, I had the Jaguars covering, and the Jags covered against Chargers. They actually beat the Chargers. That game was over before it started. And the fifth was the Bengals. The Bengals came out and finally decided to show up, even though it was against the Jets. They still took care of business, So 3-2 there, and then Thursday Night Football was not so good. The Steelers didn't cover and the under didn't hit. So overall, I was 3-3. My pick.
You got that Monday night call though, the Cowboys.
Monday night, yeah. Monday night was a good call. The Cowboys pretty much won the way I thought they would win against the Giants. I feel like that one was pretty obvious, and it's just one of those no-brainers where you just got to go with what everything is telling you to choose and ride with it. If the Cowboys wouldn't have won that game, I'd be like, all right, I think I still made the right decision. Just the wrong outcome.
Yeah.
Even on the Thursday night game, that was the right. We was talking about that before. That was the right process to have. Mike Tomlin on the road, dog team that's doesn't know who they are. That was the right process. Just wrong outcome, but right process for sure. Same with the Monday night.
Yeah, that Thursday night game. The way the game started, it was windy. They were missing field goals. It was just punt after punt after punt. I was about to turn the game off, lock it in, cash out this bet, and then freaking the two quarterbacks just decided to become Brady and Aaron Rodgers in their primes and started throwing some nice balls. It's all good.
And give him Lamar. Give Jacoby the max, bro.
Jacoby
250.
Yeah.
But for Action Network, I'm gonna actually check. Okay, for Action Network, we went 12-4, but for the picks, 2-3. And honestly, there were some stinkers in there, some real bad stinkers. The ones we hit on were Panthers and Bengals. I was with Sojan on that one too. And then the Commanders, man, that was tragic. That same type game, the right process, home underdog. You want to take the home underdog at over 6 points. Most of the time, it's going to be a 67% return for you. But if the home underdog is Carson Wentz, don't touch it. Do not touch it. That was just I don't know. That was just an ugly game. It was over within the first 5 minutes. You were watching there's no chance. And also had who else do we have in that? We had the Bucks. I was with Sojan on the Bucks too. When you watch that one kind of that one was a toss up. So you're kind of just wondering who gets the edge early because the defenses are so great that whoever gets the lead early is going to have the advantage, just playing a safe game plan, keeping them out of the end zone. So, and that one was close too. It really could have. I think if Brady had one more real weapon to throw to, they take that game. And last one was Minnesota, which was tough because I actually had Minnesota in a lot of places. Had Minnesota minus 5.5 almost in 60% of my parlays, most of my plays. And honestly, they were lucky to escape with the dub, to be honest. Like, they really shouldn't have won that game. They got real lucky just to win it. And that was one where I actually did the opposite. I went against Sound Logic, and I just thought the Detroit hype was too much. And I was just like, I'm going to fade the hype. But the process, you should have taken Detroit. So that's on me. We're going to do better this week, though.
If Amon-Ra St. Brown didn't go down, they probably would have won that game.
Oh, yeah. There were so many chances they had to win that game. That's just one quarterback knew how to win it. I don't even know. I think Dan Campbell lost in that game, to be honest. But he just got to – it's tough. That's what some people are not, or some teams are not used to being in winning positions, and that's how you lose games.
Yeah.
They look at the scoreboard like, we actually up right now? Damn.
That game was wild because they were up 14-0, right? And they're up 14-0, and I was like, in my mind, okay, the Vikings are still going to win this game. Then they went up. Then the Vikings tied it up 14-14, and then I think the lines went up 24-14 again in the third quarter. Then again, I'm like, okay, the Vikings are going to find a way to, like, score here. And Lions they're a team that can't hold the lead, you know? And if they're up big, they're going to blow the lead. If they're down big, they're going to come back and backdoor cover. You know, it's just I don't know. They play the scoreboard too much, it seems like. That's just generally what you get with a young team like that.
It's a growth game. They're on their way. They're definitely on their way.
They are. They don't have the defense to really, like, to like hold the lead, but they got the offense to come back and the backdoor cover. So,
yeah, man. So I'm just like you with my 5 picks from last week. Wentz and the Commanders got me at home as a home dog. I think the Eagles are for real. Out of the 2-3-0 teams that are left, I want to say the Eagles are like the real one. The Dolphins are the phonies, and we're gonna get to that pretty soon. But to go on to the rest of my 5, I messed up on 49ers -1.5 over Denver, and Chiefs -5.5 over Indianapolis. I can't. I mean, 49ers, that was kind of a toss-up. That was a flyer, but as far as Chiefs losing to Indy, that one is painful. And I mean, 10 out of 10 times I'm still gonna make that bet, but that's when you just got to charge to the game, unfortunately. On the flip side, though, I did get the Cowboys +1, and I also got the Jack +7. So it felt good. It felt good to take some underdogs and kind of fade the public and get those wins. So went 2-3 last week.
Yeah, you doing better, brother.
Yeah, we doing all right. Even though we were still red on the week, it was a strong week.
Getting the process down. No.
Yeah, my action network, I was 8-8 on the slate. I was 8-8 on the slate for Action Network.
It's improvement, man. That's improvement.
Yeah, we on our way. Hey,
honestly,
we on our way.
If you hanging around 500, you're really not like.
Did we lose OC Mac?
I think we lost OC Mac. Birthday boy.
Damn.
Oh, he's here. Oh, you sounded like RoboCop.
Who, me?
Yeah, bro, your shit is fucked up.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Not again, bro. I'm not even on the Wi-Fi.
Really?
Not again.
You on the cricket?
Yeah, I'm about to hop outside. Shut your bitch ass up.
Hey, this gonna help with the views.
Sojan is stuck in the funniest pose, bro.
I'm stuck, bro. You're stuck.
Sojan's stuck in the funniest pose ever, bro.
Yeah, no,
there
Andy's
you go.
stuck for sure.
I'm stuck?
No, you're good now, Andy.
I'm stuck or what?
Okay,
Yeah,
no, I think we're
it's blank, bro. I think it's
back,
I don't
right.
know.
Ain't no way it's me. Hey, this gonna be good for the views though.
We're back. Hey, so how about them Cowboys, huh?
Them Cowboy. Hey, that Monday night pick was lit, bro. You came out with your chest.
He really did, bro.
Literally and figuratively.
This will start convinced because, bruh, me and Soja are like talking about the game a little bit, and I have one more leg of the parlay and Bovada that's like it's Cowboys, and I'm literally talking to Soja and I'm like going through why I think Giants will probably win it or whatever, just doubting the pick, and then I see Soja's shit right before I go to work. I see Soja's like his clip, and I was about to cash out my bet, just be like I don't know what it was, but I was gonna get like 25% of the bet. instead of the whole bet. And then I was like, you know what? Fuck it, bro.
Ride with it,
Fuck
baby.
it. We ride it.
Just ride.
Yeah, let's
Crazy.
ride.
And there was only one point where the Cowboys went down that game. I think they were down what was it like? I forget. I think a touchdown. They were only down a touchdown at one point. But aside from that, like they were in control. You know, they scored the first field goal, then they went 6-0. It was like a field goal game early on, and then finally Saquon broke through with like that run. And that's
that was dirty. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of how the Giants, like if you would predict how the Giants would score, that's how they were going to score, is like just one breakaway run. And so they got that one out, and Cowboys were able to, hold off, the rest of the offense. So I don't know. I mean, Cowboys defense is real. Cooper Rush is not terrible, man. He is a backup quarterback, but like he's definitely not, number 30 or number 32 in the quarterback rankings. He's up there in the top 25 at least. There's a few quarterbacks he's better than at least. So
I saw a meme and it said Cooper Rush better be careful, else he's gonna be starting for the Carolina Panthers next season.
yeah.
Hey, might be the way Baker's looking. Jesus Christ. My God.
Man. All right, so as far as it seems like overall week 3 we all did we did decent as a group. We took some L's on the chin, but we also took some W's. But hey,
somebody better call Walter though. I'm still waiting.
Oh damn. Yeah, on wax too.
Like what? He's OD right now, bro.
Yeah, Walter hit me up right away Monday night, man. You
know how your week is going? By what day of the week Walter hit you up?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Word to the wise, get yourself a reliable bookie.
Crazy.
Anyways, as all good bettors, we're going to keep it moving. So on to week 4, we got Thursday night football to kick it off. Miami Dolphins at Cincinnati Bengals. FanDuel has the Bengals minus 3.5.
Oh, they still have the 3.5?
Yeah, which is interesting. So I guess, and you got them at 2.5, right?
Yeah, they opened up. I think they technically opened up at 1.5, but first line I seen was 2.5. So I just grabbed them right away.
Yeah, Action Network still has it at 4, so it's kind of weird. But yeah, so FanDuel has Bengals minus 3.5. Honestly, the math tells me I gotta fade one of these 3-0 teams, because right when that happened, the 2 Alabama quarterbacks 3-0, they were like, "Yo, the only 2 undefeated teams left in the league, Eagles and Dolphins." And I was like, "All right, you know what that means? We fading one of them next week." And for me, it's the Dolphins. I mean, right? Like, why not?
I don't want to say like it's the Dolphins, but I mean, for me, if this was a Sunday game, I would be kind of tempted to take the Dolphins. I feel like the defense of the Dolphins matches up really good with the Bengals, but there's so many factors working against the Dolphins this week. They're on a short week.
Short rest.
They're on the road. They were on the field. The defense on the field for like 90 snaps, which is in that Miami Heat, which is crazy. They've been on the field for a lot of snaps the last 2 weeks with the Ravens too. Eventually that catches up with you, and then a rookie head coach on the road in Thursday Night Football. Usually they have like one of the worst. I think they're like 20%. They cover the spread. There's just so much work. That's why everybody's been hitting the Bengals. So I feel like there's so much working against them, but at the same time, it's like I could see ways the Dolphins cover. So I try not to go too crazy, but I went crazy enough to where like I'm not going to be pissed. Excuse me. I'm not going to be pissed if the Bengals win and I'm like, oh, I wish I threw more. To me, it's one of the most obvious bets of the week, which sometimes is dangerous, but there's a lot of stuff working against Miami right now.
What's Tua's injury status?
Say that again?
What's Tua's health status? Because he had that injured back in the middle of last game, but he came back and he finished. Yeah, I mean, he was concussed, right?
I think so.
That man was wobbly.
Yeah. He's got the concussion, the ankle injury. I'm pretty sure he's going to play. Apparently,
okay.
Yeah, apparently
people
in the locker room are saying expecting to play. So
yeah, well, if he's gonna play, and if we're counting him to play well, I'm gonna have to take the Dolphins money line here. Basically, I just think there's good value, and it's kind of like I'm just doing a little bit of math here, okay? Like, who have the Bengals beat this year? Okay, they haven't beat anybody except for the Jets. Who have the Dolphins beat? They beat a solid Ravens team. Lamar Jackson is an MVP favorite right now. They beat a solid Bills team. Josh Allen, was an MVP favorite. Starting the season, first game, second game, and after last week, maybe not. And then they handled business against the Patriots week one, and that game wasn't even close. So yeah, they're coming off a short weeks of rest and they're traveling, but I don't know if that's enough to make them lose the game, considering it's the Bengals on the other side who's shown that they've been struggling. The Bengals beat the Jets. The Bengals beat the Jets, and I need to see them beat a good team before I can actually ride with the Bengals. So I'm gonna take the Dolphins money line here for sure.
Yeah. All right. So next up is either Blake or Blake.
Oh, he doubled down, huh?
Yes, sir. I'm trying to get me.
Blake one is gonna
Scariest
choose the
moment of my
Dolphins.
life, bro.
Blake two is choosing the Bengals.
Yeah, I'm trying to get in that cell phone for you.
You're gonna take both sides, huh?
Nah, but I'm for sure. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm for sure gonna take Bengals minus 3.5. I just think the short week is gonna mess up the Dolphins streak of just being 3-0 and the rhythm that they got right now. I also think that Tua is low-key concussed and they're just doing their best to hide that. I think that the Bengals are also starting to catch their groove, and Thursday nights are always ugly. It's gonna be a lot of backyard football type of stuff. Joe Burrow is the best when it comes to that. So he's one of the best, I should say. So I'm not going to overthink it too much. I'm going to fade that 3-0 narrative, and I'm going to go with the Cincinnati Bengals minus 3.5 at home on Thursday Night Football.
Yeah, I feel that too. And just the way the Dolphins have come back the last 2 weeks, like that takes a lot out of you physically and like emotionally too. Like mentally, just to be like, we're down 21, go back and score. We're fighting this team, trying to keep them out of the end zone that's clearly better than us, but just overcome a little bit. I feel like it balances out a little bit for the next game, especially short week. But I do like the matchup of that Dolphins defense because the one is getting the ball around. And the Bengals don't really. One of the changes the Bengals made last week, which I don't know why they came into the year trying to do it another way, but basically they came into the year trying to run the ball into the wall. Mixon just run into linemen and just run, and then throw in obvious pass downs. Last week they did a lot more what they did last year that blew them up, which was basically we're going to throw and surprise teams and just first down, throw, boom, 8 yards. Now run the ball. Stuff like pass first team instead of run first team. So that kind of is what the Dolphins want you to do, which is what the Bills did, which is how they were able to corral him. I just don't think, like, if it was a Sunday, I might lean Dolphins, but yeah, I gotta take the Bengals here just off the short week and on the road too.
Yep. Yeah, so I think, me and Andy got Bengals, Sergio got Dolphins. May the best man or pair win.
Oh,
Hey, bro,
We gonna move on.
too many of you to be making jokes like this, bro.
We're gonna move on to the Vikings at the Saints. We got Vikings minus 2.5 over the Saints. I'm gonna start on this one. I think that we got Vikings minus 2.5 covering. Even though this is in the Saints territory, I think the Vikings are gonna continue on, the good weekend that they had.
It's in London.
Oh, you're right. You're right. So this is a neutral zone. I don't really have much to say about the neutral zone, but I will still say that I'm feeling the Vikings taking the Saints. I don't think the Saints have any pedigree with Jameis Winston or, the current institution that they have with their coach over there. I just think that Kirk Cousins is going to continue on the momentum and, take it to the Saints. Minus 2.5. I'm just kind of going with the gut check on this one.
Man, that's kind of like my gut. So my head says Vikings, my gut says Saints low key. I don't know. The Vikings have not. They had that explosion Packers week 1. They haven't impressed me at all the last 2 weeks. Kirk is still Kirk. Can trust him at times. They haven't figured out a way to get JJ open. when people double him and use other weapons. Ideally, the Vikings should cover this. I agree, but you got Saints defense that's pretty easy too. This is tough. I took the Vikings early in a play or two, and then I've stayed away. I'm not including them in anything. I don't have a strong opinion either way. Just kind of feel like there's something sketch about this game because the line should have moved for the Vikings. It's a neutral field. Favorites are usually like 7-2 in these London games because it's a neutral field and the best team usually just it's more focused. Better players win. Better coach wins. So I don't know. I'm kind of like I'm staying away from it, but I might lean Saints on this.
So I do think, just to bring up a couple of points, I've seen some reports that Michael Thomas as well as Jarvis Landry might be a little banged up, right?
Oh, really? See, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, see, if that's the case, then I'm leaning towards Vikings. But then on the flip side, I do hear like Dalvin Cook has a little bit of a shoulder issue, and Alexander Madison's looking to get some extra snaps this week.
I think he's had this injury for like since high school. They got like a little machine for him he puts in, and he just straps it in.
Really?
I remember we had this same injury he had. He's like dislocated like 6 times. Last year he did it. Like people were like, oh, like he's gonna have a bad game. He had probably his best game of the year. I think he went for like 2 touchdowns and 150 yards. I think he's kind of used to it.
But you know the Vikings are due for those games. It's a fixed amount of games every year where Cook sits out, Alexander Madison comes in and just takes over, you know?
Yeah. And it could be this game easy on him too. You never know.
Yeah, with that being said, I mean, Alexander Madison or Cook, they're going to have their running game established.
Yeah.
And if the Saints don't have Michael Thomas and Jarvis Landry, and they're kind of just throwing to their tight end, I don't know. Jameis is feast or famine, so I'm going to just have to keep it safe and go with the favorites in this one.
Yeah, I feel the same. I'm taking the Vikings as well. I don't think the 2.5 point spread is enough on this one, to be honest. Neither team has like a great defense, and the Vikings have many more ways to score, I think, than the Saints do. Yeah, like you mentioned, Dalvin Cook could be out. He's day to day currently. He actually left last game in the third quarter and didn't return. But even if he's out, I'm not too concerned. Like he is super talented, of course, but the backup Alexander Madison is super capable as well. So I'm taking the 2.5 just because I think the Vikings are a better team here, you know. And I don't think the spread is correct. And we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm still kind of riding off that week 1 Vikings win over the Packers. Like, yeah, maybe that wasn't a good representative of what the Vikings can actually do all season. But I'll ride the Vikings for one more week here. And if they can't take care of the Saints, I'll kind of put them in a lower category than what I currently have them as right now.
Yeah. So it looks like wait, what was your final verdict, Andy?
Viewers that are watching, this is me hedging my bet. I'm not gonna lie, all right? This is me hedging my bet. So I've already taken Vikings a couple times. I've not touched the Saints, but I don't know. This is just something that's telling me Saints. It's fishy, bro, because like Soja said, this line makes no sense. Why is it still 2.5? It should be gone up to, same thing with the Bengals. It should have gone up to 4, but nobody's moved it. Like, that's kind of weird to me.
I feel like it's the neutral site that's got Vegas kind of not wanting to touch the line.
But like money should have come in. Like, to me, it's like the Vikings are almost. So the first 2 games I bet when the Monday lines came out was Bengals and Vikings, because I was like, oh, they're both going to go up. Vikings are an obvious play. I don't know. I'm just saying it's weird, but honestly, I'm gonna go Vikings. I'm not gonna overthink it. I'm gonna go Vikings.
Oh, this man right here.
All
right, so we got unison for that one.
Yeah, I got to.
For sure. So 3-0. We got all 3 of us on the Vikings. Moving on to Titans and Colts.
The fact that all 3 of us are on Vikings is what makes me doubt the Vikings. But yeah, we'll move on.
I was like, bro, we need, for the people watching, I just wanted to be like a voice of reason, so you guys can at least, you know. But I got Vikings. Yeah.
Andy and Soja are placing hedge bets as we speak.
Yeah, the Vikings are so much of a lock. that I'm not gonna touch him.
Oh, exactly. And then we're gonna be mad as fuck when they cover by like 13.
Yeah,
When
they're
they
gonna
up
come out
4 to
like
3.
17-3. Like they knew it, bro.
Exactly. Crazy.
So next up, we got Tennessee Titans at Indianapolis Colts. Colts are -3. Look, the Titans just got right in Las Vegas. That was Vegas, right? They weren't in Tennessee?
Yeah,
They were in
Yeah,
Tennessee.
they were in Tennessee.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, they just got right against Las Vegas. And I think this is a great bounce back game for Derrick Henry and company. I think Vrabel and them are going to start humming. The Colts for sure are on a high for beating Kansas City last week. That was some bullshit. Statistically, ain't no way this weak ass Colts team is about to win 2 in a row, coming off a Kansas City win and then taking down the I'm taking the Titans +3. Actually, I might as well. I'm gonna take the money line instead of the +3. I'm gonna get the +146 money line instead of the -106 because the Colts not winning this one. Ain't no way.
Oh boy.
Ain't no way.
I'm gonna have to take the Colts money line here, mainly because they're ranked top 3 in run defense. So they're ranked top 3 in run defense, and the Titans, they're not going to score unless Derrick Henry's having a good game. I think Derrick Henry's still in that position right now where he won't be able to adjust through any sort of, like bumpy road defense type thing. If the defense throws him something he doesn't like, I don't think he can work through that yet. So just because of the Colts run defense, and kind of what the Colts showed me last week against the Chiefs, I have no reason to choose the Titans here. No reason at all. I mean, yeah, the Titans beat the Raiders, but I mean the Raiders are the only team that are 0-3 right now, right? I don't think any other team doesn't have a win yet. So I'm taking the Colts here. It's not a sexy pick, but I like the Colts.
This one's tough for me as well. I'm leaning with Blake, but the way Blake was so aggressive about it, I want to cash out some bets right now. I don't know.
Honestly, I'm jotting this one down.
Because I feel like you come from an emotional standpoint, to be honest. You definitely are hurt about that.
Hey, that's all I can do. That's all I can do at this point. I'm an emotional bettor, man. I got to speak to the emotional bettors out there.
I mean, there's a lot of emotions.
Week in and week out, we bet with our heart. That's just how we go down.
You just want to see the Colts go down. You want to see the Colts burn, bro.
100%.
I also need Derrick Henry.
Hey, Ye came out and said he do got the answers. That's all I gotta say. But I feel like, I mean, this is to me like the 3 line in favor of the Colts is kind of perfect. I don't see a lot of value there, but it's 3.5 right now. It got to 3.5. I'll take the Titans all day with the hook. I think it's going to be a close game. Both teams are pretty sloppy. Both teams have stuff to work on. The Titans' run game looks like they got it back a little bit. They still have some question marks about the passing game because they have all rookies. They're like the Packers. They have all rookies on the offense that are catching passes. And the Colts show that they can get after the quarterback with the Chiefs, but they also still had a lot of questions on that offensive line. And Matt Ryan looks cooked. So it's kind of like, damn, which pick your poison? I'll just take the value with the 3.5 on the Titans. Divisional game too, I kind of like underdogs in divisional games. This one is on the road, so it's a little different, but I do have Titans money line in some plays too, just because it's, to me, it's a little more value there, and I can see Titans winning. I can see Colts winning too, but I think it'll be close regardless.
Okay, so sounds like two Titans, 1 Colts.
Yeah, but nobody really sounds confident about this game, to be honest. It sounds like a stay away game.
Hey, I'm telling you right now, Titans. I'm telling y'all right now.
I got Titans in a lot of stuff, and I don't know. I'm kind of feeling like I'm looking back at it, and I'm like, bro, why am I touching this game?
Titans they're one of the I don't know if this is the right terminology, but like they're one of the classes of the AFC. Despite how bad this year started, that's the team. That's the franchise you want to bet on to bounce back and get right. The Colts
That's
are
what I was.
not.
That's
The
what. That's
Colts
how.
aren't them.
It's almost like a Ravens like a vibe, like where it's kind of
Mhm.
like kind of bet that their culture is gonna figure it out.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
I have the pieces this week. We're gonna see.
Yeah, I can probably be convinced to bet on the Titans, to be honest with you, but I might not touch it. Because
That's
the
fair. That's
Titans
fair.
week one they had that bad loss to the Giants. You know, the Giants coach like made like a play call at the end there with his balls out, and they Giants won by one. Then the Titans played like a hot Bills team and they lost. But last week they took care of business. So, you know, maybe like Blake is saying, maybe they're starting to get right.
They should easily be 2-1.
Low key, that Giants L was
Yeah,
atrocious.
they should
The
be
same
too.
time, and Colts get a little bit like Colts were a little bit banged up too the first two games. Colts always start off slow too, so it's hard to judge the Colts team for real. But Matt Ryan, man, he just looks cooked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We gonna see because they can still run the ball on Tennessee, so they might even not even need him. So it's like which running
Well,
games basically.
Jonathan Taylor was out of practice today. I don't know why.
Oh,
Y'all better hammer that shit before it goes away. I'm telling you. All right. Moving on to Chicago at New York Giants. We got the Chicago Bears 3.5-point underdogs in New York. What do you guys think about this one? I have no feeling. I want no parts of this game. It's just two trash teams. I'm not gonna watch this.
yeah, no, this is a disgusting. Like I want to throw up in my seat thinking about this game. I'll pay NFL Red Zone money to not watch this game. That's how bad it is. So I would see 3.5. I would probably take the Bears at. Oh no, it's time to fade the Bears. I'll probably take the Bears at 3.5 just because Giants are more public team. This is one of those games where like similar to the Titans Colts, I'm going strictly value. I'm not even thinking about the matchups or anything. I'm going strictly value, and I'll take the Bears plus 3.5 on the road because I think it's going to be a field goal game. We got two bad teams. They don't have crazy great offenses. They got good defenses. Usually those come down to a field goal game. We saw that last game with the. I took the Bears last week because they're favored by 2.5 at home against who are they favored? The Texans. And I was kind of just like, all right, I'm just gonna play the numbers. I'm gonna pretty much their teams are even. I'm gonna take the team at home. I would love Giants 2.5. So if I was gonna bet this game, I would tease it at 2.5. I'd rather bet Giants buying a point 2.5 than even touch Bears 3.5. But if I have to
I
pick
like
one
that.
at this 3.5.
Based on what
Bears.
the Giants have accomplished this year, and accomplished is a very strong word. Gun to my head, I would take the Giants at a tease 2.5-point spread, like you said. That's the only way I'm ever touching this game.
I'll probably
Yeah.
take Giants too. I mean, in this situation, tease it down to 2.5. You don't lose much value by buying half a point. The Giants don't look super terrible. Saquon looks like he's pretty healthy out there. You know, like knock on wood, he's looking good. So yeah, I mean I mean Giants last week they had a tough loss to the Cowboys. It's a divisional game. That's a little bit different. But they didn't look all that terrible the whole time. So
No.
yeah, I'll take the Giants here 2.5. But if if I had to choose five teams, they're definitely not in one of them. You know, it's kind of like what we always talk about when bad teams are playing each other. Just kind of stay away because you don't know all the motives there. You don't know all the intentions. So yeah, I'm probably gonna stay away from this one. But my pick is the Giants.
Got you. All right, let me cut you off really quick, and we'll be right back after the short message.